This is Niels Han Dynasty. Well, it's Niels Han Dynasty's cats. I'm Niels Han Dynasty, and I am here to tell everybody BRICS is not going to be what you think it's going to be. The writing's on the wall. Oh, I am so sorry. Please like, share, and subscribe. Be kind, helpful, and grateful because it's better than being a jerk. Buy some platinum, silver, and platinum. Green Eyes says so. A good looking Green Eyes boy. Believe it or not, this is another report about China and their failing economy. Even though they're supposed to be the next world leaders and they've got so much gold and they're like wealthier than China's China, Chik Chang Chung, whatever. Check this out.
Growth is slowing down. Exports, manufacturing, property, retail, all key sectors are underperforming in China. And what is the Chinese state doing? It is blaming the West for all of it. Listen to this.
大家知道，现在
As you know, some in the West are hyping up the so called cutting reliance and de risking. These two concepts, to a certain extent, are a false proposition.
De-risking is a false proposition, he says. Li Qiang is attacking the West. He's the Chinese premier. And he says the West is pushing the agenda of decoupling. That's the plan to move away from Chinese factories, the plan to develop alternative supply chains. The world is working on it, and of course, Beijing doesn't like it. Li was speaking to international investors, and it sounded like a desperate attempt to win them back. But this is just a facade. Behind the scenes, China is pressing the panic button. Emergency interventions have been ordered, crackdowns have begun. As the numbers paint a dismal picture, China is trying to take control of the narrative. Let me show you the latest. There was a sell off today. China state banks sold their dollars. They sold US dollars and bought more of the Chinese currency, the yuan. You can call it a currency swap of sorts. How does it help? Quick background. The Chinese currency has been weakening against the greenback, the US dollar. Its value fell by 4% in 2 months. So an intervention was necessary, first to arrest the fall and then to spur demand for the yuan. And that's the reason why Chinese banks have intervened. They exchanged their dollars for the yuan. China's central bank has also pitched it. It injected more funds into the market. All in all, Beijing has gone on the offensive. It is aggressively defending the yuan and its own economic policies. Plus, it has launched a crackdown. Influential financial experts are being muzzled in China. People like Wu Xiaobo. He's a very prominent expert on finance. He writes for a famous Chinese news website, and he's published many best selling books as well. Now, this man is being muzzled. Yesterday, he was banned from Weibo. Weibo is China's version of Twitter. Wu had almost 5 million followers on this platform. Now he's been banned, and his recent posts have been deleted. Now, we cannot pinpoint on the exact trigger for the ban, but we can tell you that Wu's suspension is part of a bigger crackdown. Recently, a top data provider was also suppressed. I'm talking about a platform called the Wind Information Company. What did they do? They published data on Chinese markets. Investors outside China relied on this platform to make their bets. But suddenly, Beijing has cut off access, so overseas clients could not get data from this company. The clients began looking for alternatives. They turned to experts like Wu for insights on the Chinese economy. They wanted to understand what's going on in China. And now Beijing is going after these experts too. This is a clear signal. China wants to control the messaging. It does not want any bad news to go out. But it may be too late for this. Because leading experts the world over have already made up their minds. Yesterday we told you about the S&P report. S&P is a global ratings agency and it has slashed China's growth forecast from 5.5 to 5.2%. Other Wall Street banks are also pessimistic, like Goldman Sachs. They've downgraded China. Earlier, the estimated growth was 6%. Now the forecast is 5.4%, according to Goldman Sachs. And what does this bank say about China's economy? It says the economy looked strong after reopening, but the recovery has now, quote unquote, fizzled out. Calls for a stimulus are intensifying in China. Experts say Beijing should pump money into the economy to revive it. And these are not just outside experts, these are also people who work for the Chinese state.
All right, they're going to pump money into their system to stimulate their economy. Interesting thought process. Let's see if they're as good at it as we are, but their economy's a lot bigger than us, so they're going to have to print more money, which Wouldn't that cause a hyperinflationary event in China before here in America? What would that do to BRICS if China goes into hyperinflation? Wow, I think every country that hooks up with China would fail. But that's just my opinion. I am not a financial advisor. I just see things and post them to you guys and hope like hell you do some research on your own before you throw any money at anything. You guys have a nice night. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. Be kind, helpful, and grateful because it's better than being a jerk. And if any of you want to send me some money to pay for all the cats I take care of outside, I'll be happy to take it. Have a nice day. Buy some silver and some platinum because China's going to be taking 50% of the mined platinum next year for their hydrogen engines, and the car industry takes 50%. So that's going to leave, let's see, 50 plus 50, 100% of it is already consumed for next year. If you want to know why there's a shortage of platinum, the price will follow. Buy it now if you can. Have a good day.